Well, it's midsummer, and I tell you, when you get into midsummer on a lot of different lakes, a bottom bouncer and a spinner, a bottom bouncer and a harness is a presentation you're going to probably want to have in your arsenal. And it's easy to do. It's easy to do with kids. It's easy to do with families. It's easy to do with if you have a lot of people in the boat. And what I like about bottom bouncer fishing is the fact that, you know, on a lot of lakes, when you're fishing structure, especially, these fish are near the bottom. And a bottom bouncer is going to keep your presentation near the bottom without a lot of know-how. Now, you get later on in the summer like this, you know, it's getting to be the end of June, you know, these fish get a lot more aggressive. And so I like to use the rod holders a lot more than holding onto the rod. And here's what I think happens. Early on in the year, it seems like you have to feed the fish line a lot, where these fish grab it and you have to just give it to them, okay? Later on in the summer, when this water warms up, it's like fish grabs onto that bait, and when the fish feel that bait pulling away, they just keep choking up on it. It's like they don't want it to get away. And so a lot of times a rod holder is going to outfish you. And so when you're running bottom bouncers and rod holders, especially if you're running multiple people, front of the boat, or in this case we're back trolling, and so the back rods that are going over the fish first, use a little bit heavier bottom bouncer. Front of the boat, use a little bit lighter bottom bouncer. That way you can keep things spread apart. The other thing that I like to do is use a low profile line counter reel, especially if I'm taking people out fishing. It just makes it a lot easier. And you don't have to fill them up so that the line counter is accurate. They just have to have the same amount of line on them, so that way it's just a reference, in the sense that maybe I'm telling the people in the front of the boat, let out 40 feet of line, people in the back of the boat letting out 25 feet of line, just to keep stuff from getting tangled up. And as a rule of thumb, you're looking at about 1 ounce of bottom bouncer for every 10 feet of water. If you're in 20 feet, go 2 ounce. 30 feet, go 3 ounce. And a lot of times what I'm doing is I'm shortening up that snell, especially if I'm running out along weed line edges, or if I'm running along heavy rock, or whenever I have a really complex piece of structure, I'm just turning the boat in and out all the time. It just seems like that shorter snell doesn't hit bottom as much, because if these hit bottom and get snagged up or get debris on them, whether it's weeds or slime or something to follow up that hook or the blade, you're not going to catch any fish on them. And so a lot of times these come pre-packaged, you know, 5-6 feet long, which that can be the answer in some cases, but I find that a lot of times if you're in heavier cover, rock or weed lines, shorten up that snell. And so just a real simple program that just accounts for a lot of fish this time of year.